there's this idea that there's a tension between people who do things by their gut, that are really feeling oriented, emotionally oriented, and then there's people that are really quite academic and quite rigid with data and science and how they analyze things. And so business schools will deeply investigate what is the preferred approach. And people will often say that Donald Trump was the guy who just did things from his gut. And then Michael Bloomberg famously says, "In God we trust, and all others bring data," that he was a purely analytical guy. I have never met a from the gut businessman I respected who didn't also do some homework. And I have never met a data driven person who didn't, to some degree, rely on their own instincts. But Diller certainly favors a strong conviction around instinct, around trusting your beliefs. But he caveats it in a way that I find very fascinating. Quoting here verbatim, I had one philosophy about new ventures: if you like the idea, get on with it. Don't overanalyze it. Don't waste time making decks and projections where it's absolutely, that they will be wrong, high or low. Don't do anything other than shake the idea back and forth until you resolve that the only known is it's a good idea. And then you can just get on with it. Make mistakes and correct them as fast as you can. And eventually there will be fewer mistakes. This is the way non geniuses succeed. I don't see things clearly in the beginning. I can't see around corners. It's the process I prize, the rocky road from idea to implementation. The consternation and thrill of pulling it through to success is the most gratifying work. He also says, in a similar vein, why do you pay attention to these research people? Why do you accept their prognostications as if they're science? It would be better if they came in wearing headdresses and bones around their necks, because they're just witch doctors who give you false security over a process that is definitionally insecure. And then finally, rather than using instinct, they were trying to predict the public appetite, which I said then and say now over and over again simply isn't possible. Neither is using research to help make decisions. No amount of research on ideas is worth the paper it's printed on. Data can tell you what has happened, but not what will happen. Data is often harmful to instinct. I believe this to be true for making not only creative decisions, but many business decisions. Skipping to the end there, what is at the essence of any proposal? Is it a good idea? And does it make any common sense? This general theme is something I think is incredibly important. He is not commenting on data as if it is unhelpful. He is commenting on data as a descriptor of what it is, something that describes for you backward looking reality, and acknowledging that human beings have to make forward looking assessments. You can use backward looking data to inform your forward looking assessment, but you can't escape the fact that data and research do not tell you what to do. In a lot of ways, without Barry, I think, being ideologically self conscious about this, this is an incredibly Austrian idea: the human action of economics. There is risk in it, and Barry acknowledges that by saying, if you end up making a mistake, fix it as quickly as you can. There will then be fewer mistakes. It's a sort of anti-fragility. You benefit from learning from mistakes, but correct them as fast as you can. What you can't do is believe that there is some aversion to risk taking, or that there is some elimination of mistakes possible. So I think that there is a real human understanding in the way Barry thinks about this that is quite profound, and I think very useful. Um, Another issue that he brought up, he's talking about Martin Davis, who became the head of Gulf and Western, which owned Paramount when Charles Bluedorn died. And he describes him as an incredibly, I want to quote this verbatim, an incredibly effective conniver. He had no ability to actually manage and grow the unbelievably complex business he was now in charge of. He was very proficient in public relations, very savvy and up from the streets, devious scheming. He wasn't capable of devising any go forward strategy. This can sound like he's dissing on a former employer, but in reality, he's describing something that is all too common, that gets to the virtuous part of my defense of a given vision of free and virtuous society. We are filled with people in corporate America who are good at being devious, but are not, in fact, real operators. This is not merely a comment on a flaw in business strategy when operations takes a back seat to kind of perfecting the craft of manipulating people. It speaks to a lack of virtue. Um, the what we would often say about the types of people he's describing here, that they're proficient at public relations, they're devious schemers, they're BS artists. And the world's full of them. All professions are full of them. And even top corporate executives are not immune from this. But the remedy here is, first of all, business and market forces generally find these people out. But our own promotion of a free and virtuous society is the remedy, because not only do we want, from market outcome perspective, people to be actually strategic operational talents, but the virtue that is reinforced in one being a straight shooter, having competence, not merely knowing the art of corporate skullduggery, I think is a very profound point, but also one that is missed in too many assessments, particularly academic ones, of the reality of American business. Folks take for granted that people got to where they are because of business talent. And I think Barry's highlighting something that all of us who have been around long enough know. Many got where they are, not from genuine operational or strategic ability, but from the ability to more effectively knife others. And I appreciated Barry calling it out here the way he did. Um, let's talk. Let's see. I'm going to skip ahead a couple other things. I mean, again, I really want you to go to the article in the show notes that is posted at Bahnsen.com. What you truly need to succeed in business are instincts and willfulness. It's that alchemy that makes for a significant career. Having specific goals on that path forward are often detriments. Better to just take opportunities wherever they come and not overplot. Separately, opportunity came from the unintended consequences of disconnected situations that reconnected in serendipitous ways, as if some cosmic hand had been at work. Does this sound a little bit to you like Hayekian spontaneous order? This is something I will never understand for the life of me. Why more people do not understand the benefit to just being present.